HUMBL just keeps it coming with these acquisitions, which tells me they're definitely not afraid to spend their money that they've been raising through the exercising of warrants, which will hopefully turn out to be some really good investments with all these different companies that they now have under the umbrella of HUMBL. So let's check out the update. HUMBL acquires Latin American technology firm Ixaya, which is a Mexican-based firm with over 15 years of experience in developing software and IT solutions for the automotive, banking and payments, financial services, oil and gas, real estate, and cybersecurity sectors. So I think this makes a lot of sense in the context of HUMBL, because after all, HUMBL's main focus is creating a next-gen payment processing service for the world, and Latin America has been a key component of this for HUMBL for a while now, and I think this acquisition is a pretty good sign that they're continuing to expand their reach. And I also think it's important to call out here that this is nearly an all-stock acquisition, with HUMBL acquiring all the outstanding shares of Ixaya in exchange for 8.9 million shares of HUMBL stock and $150,000 in cash. So in total, if you take the approximate share price of HUMBL on March 7th, that's about $1.5 million worth of shares, plus the extra $150K of cash, for a grand total of $1.65 million. And to mitigate any dilution of HUMBL shareholders, Brian Foote will personally cancel an amount of his Series B shares to offset the HUMBL common stock issued as consideration for the purchase, which is a nice touch here. So with this acquisition, what exactly is HUMBL getting out of this? Well, I'm glad you asked. HUMBL will be obtaining direct access to Ixaya's technology team members that specialize in everything from product design, software engineering, DevOps, and even blockchain development. And again, this is a huge win. And if you've been following HUMBL for the past year, I think you can see a pattern forming here. HUMBL is essentially raising money, then acquiring companies, a lot of which are technology-oriented businesses, so that they have access to a vast abundance of different teams and resources across the globe. And I think this is really going to pay off for HUMBL as they continue to develop, expand, and innovate new products over the next few years. And furthermore, similar to the other companies that HUMBL has acquired over the last year, Ixaya will continue to operate as a standalone business and service their clients in Latin America. Ixaya will also prioritize its work with the HUMBL Consumer Division and the HUMBL Blockchain Services Commercial Division, which in turn will help form a mutual expansion in both North and Latin America. And currently, Ixaya's clients include a bunch of different companies. I'm not going to name them off here because it would just take too long and I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I'll put them up on the screen so you can check it out if you want to. But yeah, they currently have 19 main clients that seem to be mostly based in the Latin American region, the outlier here being Mazda, which is actually pretty cool to see that they have at least one client that I think most people will be able to recognize. And also as part of this acquisition, HUMBL acquired several ready-built Latin American software offerings that can be selectively rebranded and marketed under the HUMBL family of products. And this is really cool to see, and is actually a really cool prospect because all the heavy lifting has already been done with these software products, and HUMBL has all the tech support that they need. So all HUMBL has to do, once they figure out how exactly they want to utilize the software, is to get their marketing team on a good strategy on how exactly they want to rebrand the products and how exactly it'll take place. And with that said, let me read off the description of the 4 different software products that HUMBL acquired, just so you guys can understand the new technology that HUMBL has access to now. And apologies in advance, because I'm sure I'm going to butcher the names here. But first off, we have Yo Pago, or Yo Pago, a secure and certified mobile payment and collection solution that simplifies the mobile collection process using acquirers such as Citibanamex, Banorte Payworks plus 3D Secure, Contia.io, OpenPay, Stripe, which is actually one I recognize, and Authorize.net. The Yo Pago Solutions has processed over 1 million transactions. And next on the list, we have Cook and Serve, a mobile payment and ordering system for restaurants and merchants to quickly collect payments and send instructions to the kitchen staff to begin production in a fast, agile manner. Cook and Serve works across both brick and mortar restaurants as well as delivery-focused dark kitchens. And if you're curious, dark kitchens are also known as virtual kitchens, cloud kitchens, or ghost kitchens, all of which are just names for delivery-only restaurants, selling meals exclusively through delivery without a storefront. So yeah, definitely makes sense that these kinds of services have gained a lot of popularity over the last couple years. And the next product HUMBL will have access to is Attenda, a white-labeled trade show, conference and public keynote mobile application and management solution that can be fully customized to events. Attenda can be used to augment the attendee experience through customized branding, colors, screens, ticketing, scheduling, and more, as well as peer-to-peer chat and social networking capabilities between attendees. And lastly, we have Petro Control, a gas station management system for volumetric control and monitoring gas stations, including preset pump control, dispatch of fuel, monitoring tanks, receipt printing, and more. It has processed over 43 million car refuelings in Latin America. So actually a really popular software that seems to be used in this region. So overall, I think this gives HUMBL a really exciting portfolio of different kinds of systems to implement that all seem to be in line with HUMBL's expertise. And as usual, we have a quote from Brian Foote who commented on this whole deal. Latin America is our key regional focus outside of the United States coming out of the pandemic. We are finding that there is not only strong interest in Web3 and blockchain throughout Latin America, but there is also high quality, low cost, and fast-paced engineering talent as well. We welcome the team at Ixaya to the HUMBL family and look forward to working alongside them. So overall guys, another really exciting deal with HUMBL. My one hope with HUMBL though is that they're not spreading themselves too thin with all these acquisitions, because while I do think this acquisition is overall a net positive, it seems like we're constantly hearing about all these different companies that HUMBL is acquiring, while in turn, not really hearing enough about the new products that they have in the pipeline. But to be honest, they may want to keep these under wraps for the most part before they're actually ready to be released. Because with all these acquisitions, again, I think it's a great asset for HUMBL. But at the end of the day, if HUMBL is never able to make use of all the great technology that they have at their disposal now, it's kind of a waste. But to be perfectly honest, I doubt any of this tech is going to go to waste. I think for the time being, HUMBL needs to focus on their vision and polishing up the existing products that they have before moving on to the next new shiny project. But hey, at least they have a bunch of different teams working for them now so that the workloads can be evenly distributed across HUMBL. And yeah, I think that'll wrap up the video for today guys. Thanks to those of you who made it to the end as always, and I'll see you in the next one.